Hello and welcome back. Dear learners, in this series we have been discussing about the structure, nature of the Russian language. We have also discussed in the beginning about the origin of the Russian language. While discussing the structure and nature of the language, we started with the Russian alphabet. As you know that in the Russian alphabet, we have 21 consonants and 10 vowels. Out of these 33 letters, we also have 2 signs which comprise of these 33 letters together. As you know that the consonants and vowels are pronounced differently as well as they produce distinctive sounds when they are pronounced separately. They are clubbed to make you understand that how in Russian phonetics these sounds of vowels and consonants play a vital role. With the help of the combination of consonants vowels, we have also seen that how these vowels and consonants are being used in Russian in words and expressions. Later on, we have seen that how the stress sign or udarenie play a pivotal role in any word like in Malako, Yablaka, Podruga, Student, Studentka, Люди, etc. Every time when we see that udarenie falls on the consonants and vowels, as a thumb rule, it always falls on the vowel. Like in the case of Malako, Yablaka, Yanvar, Fevral, Pyatnitsa, Место, Drug, Student, Pole. So, these are such examples of gender of the nouns, masculine, feminine and the neuter. As these 3 genders of the Russian language, they also qualify with the adjectives, and accordingly the ending of adjectives also changes. Близкий друг, хорошая погода, красное море. These are the changes we see when we club them together, the noun and the adjective. Later on, we have also seen that in Russian itself we have certain exceptions when we use them with prepositions. These prepositions like va and na. For example, we have seen that noun sad, les, which means the garden and a forest, changes into sadu, lisu. Accordingly, we have also taught you how and when to use the prepositions, especially along with the adjectives. Then we also talked about the usage of что and кто, as these что and кто questions are also being asked when we talk about them in the prepositional case as о чем and о ком. Several verbs were also discussed, as these verbs are being conjugated with the help of pronouns called the personal pronouns as я, ты, он, она, оно, мы, вы and они. We have also seen the usage of these verbs, especially in the case called the prepositional case such as думать, мечтать, говорить, рассказывать and воспоминать, etc. These kind of verbs were used in their own conjugated forms when we talked about these verbs in their own conjugated forms in the prepositional case. For example, я мечтаю о своей жизни, я думаю о своем друге, я говорю о красном море. These are the examples of о ком and о чем. There you have just noticed that how the endings of these adjectives and nouns are changing, as you have seen them while using где in the beginning when we introduce you to the prepositional case. Now, as we have been discussing the important aspect of Russian language, which is called the verbs of motions or глаголи движения, where we have groups, first and second groups where 2 set of verbs are belonging as идти and ходить, ехать and ездить. Идти and ходить, which means a movement on foot, whereas yekhac and yezic, which also means a movement but by transport. Further, we distinguish these verbs of motion into groups depending upon their nature as unidirectional and a movement which is repetitive to and fro, such as ichi and khajij. Yekhaj and yezic are further classified as ichi and yekhaj unidirectional, whereas khajij and yezic are multiple directional movements. We have also seen that how these verbs of motions are being used when they are used with nouns of masculine, feminine and neuter gender. Iaidu v instituto, iaidu școlu, etc. Here we have seen that for the masculine gender nouns there is no change, whereas we have seen that how the feminine gender nouns are being changed, especially when they are used with the verbs of motion. We have also seen the usage of verbs of motions with certain expressions like каждая, часто and inogda. With the help of these, we understand that we use second group of verbs of motions, those are khajij and yezic. That is why we have used moj brat часто ездит в деревню. Here we have used the preposition v деревню, and деревня, since it belongs to the feminine gender, it changes into деревню, and it started with moj brat часто ездит в деревню. So, accordingly, you can also use them in the past forms, as we know that for changing them into past form we plus use я ехал, он ехал, она ехала, они ехали, and accordingly я ездил, он ездил, она ездила and они ездили. For ichi we have a different style and form, that is шел. Я шел, ты шел, он шел, она шла, мы шли, вы шли and они шли. You can also use the same sequence while changing the forms of yekhaj, yezic and khajij in the past tense. Dear learners, now in this lesson, since we have promised that we will be discussing more about the usage of verbs of motion, especially with the prefixes. As you know that we have used the prefixes like v and v, which indicates entry and exit, one direction. We have also discussed the usage of pre and u, which means arrival or departure. With the help of few examples in the previous lesson, we have discussed the usage of v and v. We have also discussed the conjugations of vaichi and vichi. Now, let us discuss about the usage of pre and u. So, shall we go ahead? Please pay attention to the slide, as now we will be discussing about the past tense of vaichi and vichi first, then we will go to the usage of pre and u. As we know that for past tense we always put L, L plus R and L plus E for masculine, feminine and plural, like я, ты, он вошел, я, ты, она вошла, мы, вы, они вошли. Here as a rule we have also used v plus шел, вошел, v plus шла, вошла and v plus шли, вошли for masculine, feminine and the plural irrespective of gender. Accordingly, we have used vichi in past form as vi šel, vi šla and vi šli. So, here since the stress is on ui, we pronounce it as vishal, vishla and vishli. Now, please pay attention to the next group of verbs such as prichi and uichi. Here we can also conjugate it accordingly. Ya pridu, ti pridyosh, onana pridyot, mi pridyom, vi pridyoche and ani pridut. And accordingly you can also conjugate uichi. Ya uidu, ti udyosh, onana udyot, mi udyom, vi udyoche and ani uidut. Let's learn them one by one, and please pay attention to the pronunciations. Prichi, which means to come one time. Ya pridu, ti pridyosh, on ana pridyot, mi pridyom, vi pridyoche and ani pridut. Accordingly, we will conjugate the verb uichi, which means to go away one time. Ya uidu, ti uidyosh, onana uidyot, mi uidyom, vi udyoche and ani uidut. Let's see how they are conjugated in the past tense now. Now, as a thumb rule, we know that we always use ichi as shol, shla and shli. Now, the prefix remains same: prishol, prishla and prishli. As per the rule, ushol, ushla and ushli. So, please pay attention to the pronunciation while I conjugate the verb prichi and uichi in the past tense form. Ya ti on prishol, ya ti ana prishla, mi vi ani prishli. And for uichi it is ya ti on ushol, ya ti ana ushla and mi vi ani ushli. Here, as a set of the next group of verbs, that is khajij, and we will also be conjugating this verb, as we have just learned how to conjugate them further with the help of verbs, like we have just conjugated ichi and khajij with the prefixes like vaichi and vichi, prichi and uichi. These four prefixes will also be used with khajij as khajij, vikhajij, prikhajij and ukhajij. Please pay attention to the conjugation of this verb with the prefix v. Vkhajij, which means to enter. Ya vkhaju, ti vkhojish, onana vkhojit, mi vkhojim, vi vkhojiche and ani vkhojit. The past tense would be as per the rule. Now we know that we place L, L plus A and L plus E for masculine, feminine and the plural. Ya ti on vkhajil, ya ti ana vkhajila, mi vi ani vkhajile. Let's understand how do we conjugate the verb vkhajij as vikhajij now. Since here we are putting the prefix vi, please pay attention to the conjugation and pronunciation while I read it for you. Vikhajij, which means to go out. Ya vikhaju, ti vikhojish, on ana vikhojit, mi vikhojim, vi vikhojiche and ani vikhojit. Let's learn about the past tense form of the verb vikhajij. Ya vikhajil, on vikhajil, ana vikhajila and ani vikhajile. As ya ti on vikhajil, ya ti ana vikhajila, mi vi ani vikhajile. And accordingly, since we now know that how we use these verbs of motions in our own sentences, such as ya var sjolv komnatu, on vi sjolv в комнату. And here we use certain such expressions like мои родители пришли домой. And for ходить we can use мой брат входил в институт. These kind of examples, so that you can understand the usage of these verbs of motion with prefixes. Let us now go to the next section and understand how these verbs, especially in this case ходить, is being conjugated when it is clubbed with the prefix pri and u. Please pay attention to the slide. As we have just discussed, приходить, which means to come, has been conjugated like я прихожу, ты приходишь, он она приходит, мы приходим, вы приходите, and они приходят. The past tense form is again, as we have just discussed, that ходить will be changing into ходил, ходил and ходили plus prefix. Я, ты, он приходил, я, ты, она приходила, мы, вы, они приходили. Accordingly, we can use the prefix u now with the verb ходить, уходить, which means to go away. Я ухожу, ты уходишь, он, она уходят, мы уходим, вы уходите, and они уходят. And according to the rules which we have learned, we can conjugate them in the past tense form as я, ты, он уходил, я, ты, она уходила, мы, вы, они уходили. And now, since you know that we have another set of verbs like ехать and ездить, we can also conjugate them according to the style and rule which we have learned in the case of идти and ходить. Like in the case of ехать, we have the verb приехать, which means to come by a vehicle. Я приеду, ты приедешь, он, она приедет, мы приедем, вы приедете, and они приедут. If we use it with prefix u, which means уехать, it will be to go by vehicle, and it will indicate an outward movement. Я уеду, ты уедешь, он, она уедет, мы уедем, вы уедете, and они уедут. Accordingly, we can also change them in the past forms as приехал, приехала, приехали, as well as уехал, уехала, and уехали, depending upon the context and usage in our own expressions. As we have discussed, you can also use these expressions in your own sentences and expressions. Now you know that the usage of verb we, pri and u are to be used these four verbs of motions, such as идти, ходить, ехать and ездить. Идти and ехать club together as it indicates direction, a single direction movement, whereas ходить and ездить indicates a movement in multiple directions. You can also use them with these prefixes and conjugate them in present form as well as in the past form. Now, since we have just discussed the usage of these prefixes, we will be discussing more about the usage of these verbs of motions with prefixes in the form of a text. Since we have been discussing about why to use text, because through text you will be able to understand the usage of words, verbs and expressions in a more efficient manner, as well as you can also use these kind of dialogues and text with your own friends and family. So, let us pay attention to the usage of these new words, verbs and expressions along with the verbs of motions which are used with prefixes. Listen to the read and text while I read it for you. Please pay attention to the pronunciation as well. Sasha. Ashok, когда у нас экскурсия? Ashok, экскурсия у нас понедельник. Here we have used a noun экскурсия, which means excursion, along with the question когда, which means when. So, whenever a question is asked which means when, когда is used. Когда у нас урок? We indicate it with the day of the week or time. У нас экскурсия в понедельник, as it is used in this text. Sasha. Ashok, когда у нас экскурсия? When do we have the excursion? Ashok, экскурсия у нас в понедельник. The excursion would be on Monday. Sasha. А куда мы едем? Мы едем в Агру. So here, when it is asked that куда мы едем, we have used куда and едем since we are talking about a movement. In this, we have used the noun Agra in a conjugated form, мы едем куда, with a preposition plus the rule applied to the feminine gender nouns as мы едем в Агру. We will be going to Agra. So, accordingly, you can also place nouns like Moskva or all such nouns which are of feminine gender and change them accordingly. Куда мы едем в Москву. Куда мы едем в Агру. Куда мы едем в Америку. Куда мы едем в Европу, Англию, Australia, etc. can be used as we have used in this case with Agra. Let's read it further and understand the meaning of the text. Саша. Как интересно. Мама так много рассказывала о Тадж-Махале. Теперь я сам увижу его. Here Sasha is saying that it is very interesting. Как интересно. How interesting. Mama так много рассказывала о Тадж-Махале. Mother has been talking about the Taj Mahal many times, or simply you can use this expression as Mama так много рассказывала о Тадж-Махале. So here рассказывать has been used in the past form, рассказывать. Since here we have used mama which is of feminine gender, that is why it has been used with the conjugated form of the past tense for рассказывать as рассказывала. Она много рассказывала о Тадж-Махале. She narrated or talked too much about the Taj Mahal. And now я сам увижу его. Here, since you know that in Russian we use сам for indicating oneself. Я сам, I myself will see it. Увижу его. And for Taj Mahal, since it is a noun of masculine gender, have been used with его. Я увижу его. Please pay attention to the next line. Ashok. Да, это удивительный памятник. Строили его очень долго. So here Ashok is saying, да, это удивительный памятник. So something which is noticeable or important, we use the expression удивительный, wonderful. Памятник, something which has been constructed in the memory of. Pamять, so from that we have памятник as a memorial or as a monument. Строили его очень долго. It was constructed for very long. Строить, the verb has been changed into the past form in plural as строили его очень долго. It was constructed for a very long time. Почти 22 года, almost 22 years. So here we now know that how do we conjugate the verb in past tense like строить and разговаривать, as well as we have seen the counting in Russian. 22 года. As we already know that год, which means year, how we count it when it is asked as 1, 2 to 4 and 5 and so on. Like один год, два года, три года, четыре года, 5 лет. And since after 20 we count it again as один год, два года, that is why 22 года. Had it been 20, we had used 20 лет. We will be discussing more about how to use these numbers in ordinal and cardinal in a dedicated sessions. Let's pay attention to the next line. По инициативе императора Шахджахана, on the initiative of the Emperor Shah Jahan, Многие иностранные туристы приезжают в Индию для того, чтобы увидеть Тадж-Махал. Many international tourists, they come to India only so that they can see Taj Mahal. Такой он красивый. It is that beautiful. Sasha, а ты был в Агре? Sasha is asking Ashok that, а ты был в Агре? Here we have used быть, which means to be in past form. А ты был в Агре? So you been to Agra. Here Ashok is saying, да, и хотя несколько раз ездил туда, я всегда готов поехать в Агру ради Тадж-Махала. He is saying that he has been to Agra many times, but can go to Agra again for the sake of Taj Mahal. Теперь ты сам увидишь, почему о нем все говорят, что это восьмое чудо мира. And now you will be knowing about why people talk about Taj Mahal as it is the eighth wonder of the world. Sasha, есть ли в Агре еще исторические памятники? So, Sasha is asking Ashok that, do we have other interesting historical monuments in Agra? Ashok, да есть. Другие замечательные места в Агре. Yes, it has. The other important places in Agra are это Fatehpur Sikri и Agra Fort, such as the Fatehpur Sikri and the Fort of Agra are another interesting places in this city. Fatehpur Sikri это императорский дворец. Fatehpur Sikri это императорский дворец. For palace we use дворец in Russian. Который построил великий император Акбар, which was built by the great emperor Akbar. Это тоже прекрасный памятник. This is another wonderful monument. Хотя Taj Mahal есть Taj Mahal, but Taj Mahal is Taj Mahal. With this text, we have understood the history of a particular place or city, Agra. We also know about certain monuments which are situated in this city of Agra. We have talked about the eighth wonder of the world, Taj Mahal, as well as in a very short and brief manner we have used certain verbs, as well as we have used these verbs in the past forms like строить, разговаривать, etc. We have also used several expressions in Russian such as исторический памятник, historical monument. We have also used certain other expressions like великий император, Akbar, the great emperor Akbar. Such other expressions about the city also being used in this text. We will be discussing more about the usage of verbs of motion and such other verbs in the next lesson. I would like to conclude with this here.